Well, it's looking spooky once again out in Cleveland. This time it's dealing with Kevin Stefanski. Now, I'm not trying to be the era of bad news, but when I told y'all Joe Flacco got traded last week, I told y'all I was going to track this whole situation. And to me, it looked like Deshaun Watson could possibly be coming back. Now, I'm here to tell you, Kevin Stefanski gave us an update on Deshaun Watson, bruh, and it's quite scary.
Kevin Stefanski just pulled a move nobody saw coming. He went off on Shedeur Sanders and somehow managed to take the fans down with him. Yeah, the same fans who've been driving the Shedeur hype train like an S running on autopilot. But this time, Stefanski's had enough, and his reaction has everyone in Cleveland buzzing, arguing, and flat-out stunned. So, what exactly did Shedeur do to make his calm, play-sheet-flipping coach turn into a headline overnight?
Kevin Stefanski full of shit. That's the type of coach that you talk about instilling confidence into your players. How you think that makes Shedeur feel? I don't know who the backup is? Yeah. You got to be kidding me. You really gonna bring up Bailey Zappi from the practice squad and make him the backup over me and I've been on the active roster? Either Kevin Stefanski thinks Shedeur Sanders is Magic City parking lot, straight ass, or he just don't like him. This is the perfect example of take all your confidence away from a player. He must got some pictures or some evidence on Jimmy Haslam. Like, I've never seen anything like.
Let's break this one down. Kevin Stefanski has officially entered his I said what I said era. The man's not blinking, not budging, and definitely not hearing the thousands of Browns fans yelling at him through their TV screens. The fan base has turned into a full-blown digital protest, demanding Shedeur Sanders finally get the start. But Stefanski just sits there like a monk in meditation, convinced his plan still makes sense. Stick around, because we're breaking it all down. And don't forget to subscribe. It helps more than you think.
He's going through rehabilitation, but he did not rule out Deshaun Watson coming back for the 2026 season. I'm here to tell you guys, Deshaun Watson was their quarterback before all of this whole quarterback carousel, and this is something that we have to pay close attention to. I was never going to rule Deshaun Watson out, and don't look like Kevin Stefanski has not either, because we all know his job is on the line. So could he be bringing Deshaun Watson back to win a couple games and save his job? I don't.
Pressure? Sure. But Stefanski treats it like it's just another errand on the to-do list. Slightly annoying, never catastrophic. Cleveland could be burning. Twitter could be melting down, and he'd still have that same blank stare, like he's wondering whether he left the stove on back home. The man simply doesn't flinch. Not from chaos, not from criticism, not from anyone.
Kevin Stefanski is really enjoying this moment. Kevin Stefanski is making the Browns organization basically Jerry Springer. He's making a mockery of the situation and enjoying it. Just announce the goddamn quarterback, who's quarterback number 2. Why are we playing these goddamn mind games?
The report said Bailey Zappi was getting the practice squad. They signed him off somebody else's team and put him on their practice squad. He comes in, are taking reps that Shedeur should be getting. So with that being said, I understood the assignment. I'm not so sure Cleveland know what they're doing. Maybe they're waiting on Deshaun to come back. I don't know, Ocho. They've made a mockery of this. We gonna let it play out. I'm trying to. What you gonna let play out?
Not when the fans boo. Not when analysts torch him on live TV. Not even when his quarterback S stat line looks like something straight out of a sluggish preseason scrimmage. Cleveland wants Shedeur. The locker room wants Shedeur. Honestly, even the mascot's probably whispering his name by now. But Stefanski? He just gives that polite, stone-faced nope, wrapped neatly in coach speak and an unshakable dose of quiet, stubborn confidence.
I feel extremely confident saying that he feels very strongly about Deshaun, that he loves working with Deshaun. He called Deshaun a gym rat to us. He said that the conversations that they have, the back and forth that they have, all of that, you know that Kevin Stefanski does indeed have a tremendous relationship with his quarterback. And I think the excitement is finally seeing the payoff that they've been working so hard towards. And it's having patience in each other to some degree.
It's almost poetic how stubbornly determined Stefanski is. You'd think he was guarding a classified document, not a quarterback depth chart. The man clings to his decision like it's a family heirloom, and with every passing week, fans keep hoping. Maybe this is the moment he wakes up and realizes Shedeur S sitting right there. Cool, calm, confident, and ready to go. But instead, Stefanski stares at that clipboard like it's scripture, swearing the process is working. The only process fans see is their patience evaporating by the quarter. Social media has turned into a group therapy session for Browns fans. Every post-game thread starts as a hug and ends as a riot. The top comment every week? Play Shedeur. The second? Fire Stefanski. It's routine now. You could set your Sunday clock by it. And these fans aren't exactly quiet about their anger. They're making memes, open letters, and parody songs out of his pressers. One guy even turned his car horn into the sound of a Shedeur highlight call. Cleveland's obsessed, but Stefanski's locked in, blocking it all out like a man who deleted Twitter for his sanity. Only problem is, he's still coaching, and now the whole city's stuck in that silence with him.
Practice window.
Yeah, no real update there other than he's doing a great job rehabbing, doing a good job in meetings. Good player. Again, it's a really nice marriage of the scheme and his skill set with how quickly he gets the ball out, how accurate he is when he gets the ball out. I think he sees it really, really clearly, can get the ball to all areas of the field and get the ball in the hands of the playmakers.
It's honestly kind of impressive how unbothered Stefanski stays. Most coaches under this kind of fire would at least fake some urgency, pace the sideline, slam a headset, maybe toss a clipboard for effect. But Stefanski? Nah, he just stands there with that quiet smirk, like he's already seen this movie and knows the ending works out fine, even as everyone else swears it's a disaster film. In his head, the story ends smoothly. In the fans' heads, it's a horror flick directed by incompetence. You can practically hear the disbelief every time he doubles down. Week after week, people keep asking the same thing. Why not start Shedeur? And Stefanski's unspoken answer might as well be, because I don't feel like it. It's passive-aggressive leadership at its peak. Not angry, not loud, just confidently wrong, in the most soothing tone possible. And the irony? He genuinely believes this slow-burn script of his is going to work. There's a strange beauty in it, though. Like watching a man trust his GPS so deeply that he calmly drives straight into the lake, convinced he's still on the right road.
The more I watch the Browns, the more I never want Shedeur to step foot on the field in a Browns uniform. Yesterday, Browns versus Steelers, Kevin Stefanski, because he's the offensive play caller, he had Dillon Gabriel throw 52 American passes in a football game, 0 touchdowns. What offensive coordinator has a quarterback, a rookie quarterback at that, in his second start, throw 52?
He's gripping the steering wheel of his plan with that same quiet conviction, ignoring every red flag and every screaming fan waving flares from the shoreline. And the pressure, it's everywhere. The city's boiling, sports radio's melting down, and even national analysts are side-eyeing Cleveland like, "You good over there?" But Stefanski, he's deep in Zen mode. It's like he wakes up every morning, scrolls through the chaos, takes a slow sip of coffee, and whispers to himself, "Still not playing him." Fans can't handle it anymore. Every disappointing Sunday feels like watching a sitcom that refuses to end. Same script, same pain, just a different opponent. They've gone through every emotional stage known to man. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression. And now they're firmly in the burn it all down phase. They want movement. They want change. They want something.
here to tell you, man, we don't know what to believe coming out of this Cleveland Browns organization. We don't know what to believe coming from Kevin Stefanski's mouth. Always talking about, Shedeur Sanders not ready. Also, he's talking about, basically, getting all his guys prepared. But as a head coach, your job is to play the players. Now, with the general manager and the owner, they orchestrate and construct a roster.
But Stefanski keeps preaching patience like it's gospel. At this point, the whole thing's become a league-wide punchline. Commentators don't even hide their laughter anymore. They just shake their heads and smirk on air saying, "Still not playing Shedeur," half joking, half stunned that Cleveland's really living this storyline. Opposing coaches are probably mailing Stefanski thank you notes at this point. His offensive script is so predictable they barely have to open their playbooks. It's like he's trying to prove a point nobody ever asked for. He's daring the entire football world to blink first. Fans scream, analysts rage, memes blow up, and Stefanski just glances at his watch like he's timing everyone's meltdown. The man's turned resistance into performance art. At this stage, it's not even about football anymore. It's about principle. Stefanski's too deep to backtrack. If he finally plays Shedeur and the kid lights it up, every critic will shout, "Told you so." And Stefanski's pride might implode on live TV.
This is the NFL. We have to be better, and that's the we. I have to be better for this football team. Our coaches have to be better for this football team. Our players have to be better for this football team. The bottom line is there's things that will hold you back from winning, and you got to knock those out so you give yourself a chance. He's a tough kid. We got to keep him clean. Obviously, when the game turns into how it turned, the 2-score game, you have to drop back, and that's a tough team to drop back versus, but he kept battling. It wasn't for lack of effort by him or by anybody. Made some plays,
But if he keeps Shedeur benched and keeps losing, at least he can say he never flinched. That is the hill Ikes chosen to die on. And he is decorating it like a summer home. Meanwhile, the locker room's energy feels off. Players smile for the cameras, but it's that forced, awkward smile people wear in family photos they don't want to be in. Everyone knows what's wrong. No one's saying it out loud. It's like a dinner party where someone brought up politics. Everyone's pretending it's fine while mentally planning their exit. And Shedeur? Still composed, still professional. Probably wondering if he accidentally joined a team where logic took a sabbatical.
Like this, of course, everybody's going to look to the quarterback after, only 9 points are scored and how the quarterback did. Can you just address, and especially because of your situation with Shedeur and so many people clamoring for him and wanting to see him, do you have thoughts on how the offensive problems are run much deeper right now than quarterback, and that switching out the quarterback might not solve what you have going on here?
Yeah, I think just the big focus for us, Mary Kay, is we have to be better in all areas. Players, coaches, you name it. Obviously, Dillon is in his second start. Some good things to build off of. He's learning, just like all young players are.
He's watching games slip away, knowing he could change the tide in a single drive. But Stefanski's plan doesn't include momentum. It includes trusting the process, which at this point sounds like coach speak for please stop asking. Cleveland's fan base doesn't do please stop asking. They're relentless, battle-tested, and permanently scarred by decades of football trauma. They've seen this movie too many times. The one where hope turns into heartbreak and patience turns into memes. The Browns have lived through every version of disaster imaginable, and now Stefanski's refusal to play Shedeur just feels like the latest sequel nobody asked for.
Kevin Stefanski's job is to play the players. Now, it's a lot of lies coming out. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors when it comes to dealing with Shedeur Sanders. Basically, they saying that Shedeur's not ready. He don't know the playbook, whoop-de-woo, and all this. I find that hard to believe. Shedeur Sanders is a master at his craft. And when you're saying that this guy don't know the playbook, he's just not ready. But like I said, it's a lot of...
The tension's so thick, it's practically part of the air. Even rival fans have joined in, tweeting condolences like it's a memorial service. Thoughts and prayers for Browns Nation, usually followed by a row of laughing emojis. The entire league's tuned in now, not out of rivalry, but pure fascination. Cleveland football has become reality TV with shoulder pads, and somehow Stefanski's unshaken. No panic, no doubt, not even a hair out of place. He strolls into press conferences like a man vaccinated against criticism. You could hand him 100 tweets demanding his job, and he'd still deliver his answers calm and measured, walking that thin line between confidence and delusion. Like a tightrope artist performing above a fan base that has one bad drive away from completely losing its mind. He has convinced the storm will pass, that staying loyal to his truth will eventually pay off, like the football gods are keeping score for stubbornness. Meanwhile, the rest of Cleveland S looking around wondering if that reward he S waiting for is just an early off-season. At this point, fans aren't asking for miracles. They just want effort. A little spark, a sign that their coach actually feels the pulse of the game he's calling. But Stefanski's approach is so rigid it's starting to border on parody.
This was Kevin Stefanski pretty much declaring public war on Shedeur, at least Cold War on Shedeur, because he won't even speak Shedeur's name in these interview sessions. It's like Parcells when T.O. was there. He wouldn't even call his name. He just called him the player, remember that? And this is degenerated into, every time he's asked about Shedeur, he just plays dodgeball and with a bunch of non-answers. And yesterday, he wouldn't even go so far as, and I understand your point about maybe it's not a great thing to be the number 2 on the depth chart. Okay.
You can almost picture him hunkered down in a bunker somewhere, surrounded by analytics printouts, mumbling "stay the course," while the entire city above him burns in frustration. Every Sunday feels like Groundhog Day. Same lineup, same mistakes, same excuses recycled at the podium. Everyone's waiting for that one game, the one where he finally lets Shedeur cook, lets the kid breathe life into the offense. But no, Stefanski's faith in his decision is stronger than Cleveland's Wi-Fi signal. And that's the cruel irony. If he just played Shedeur early on, half this chaos wouldn't even exist. Win or lose, fans would have at least believed in forward motion, in something real to rally behind, instead of this slow, painful rerun of trust the process. Instead, Cleveland S got a head coach whose stoicism has turned into performance art. And that S, what makes it almost funny, in a tragic sitcom kind of way. You've got a fan base that cares too much, a coach who seems to care too little, and a gifted rookie stuck in the middle of their tug of war. It's football theater at its finest. Every loss adds another punchline. Every baffling decision spawns a new meme. And somehow, every week, Stefanski manages to look even more unbothered than before. You'd think at some point he decave, toss Shedeur in just to quiet the storm. But no, he's reached monk-level serenity. He's found peace in the noise, harmony in the backlash. It's practically spiritual at this point. Fans see chaos. Stefanski sees a masterpiece still under construction. Everyone else is watching a train wreck, and he's admiring the design of the tracks. The season's slipping, tempers are boiling, and somehow Stefanski's calm only grows deeper. Like the louder the city yells, the more energy he absorbs from it. If that's really how it works, then right now, the man's feasting like a king. Maybe that was the real secret. Stefanski doesn't fear pressure because he stopped acknowledging it exists. Fans, media, ownership, all just static in the background. He's got his playbook, his truth, and this unshakable conviction that time will eventually prove him right. Whether that's quiet courage or flat-out madness, nobody can quite tell anymore. But what's crystal clear is that Cleveland's patience is running on fumes. They've lived this storyline too many times before, and unless Stefanski finds a way to turn his philosophy into points, it won't be the scoreboard that decides his future. It'll be the fans, the frustration, and the dark comedy of watching a man cling to logic while everyone around him begs for common sense. If his master plan is to stay calm while the franchise burns around him, then fine. He's the most tranquil man in a 5-alarm fire. While the city spirals, Stefanski just keeps pretending the flames don't exist. Because if this season's shown us anything at S, that Kevin Stefanski has mastered one thing better than anyone in the league: the art of not caring, even when the entire football world's begging him to feel the heat.